So your adorable puppy thinks your hands are chew toys. You're sitting there trying to pet your furry friend, and suddenly, ouch, those needle-sharp teeth sink into your skin again. You've probably tried everything, saying no, pulling your hand away, maybe even those bitter sprays everyone talks about. But here's the thing, your puppy keeps coming back for more, treating your fingers like their favorite snack. What if I told you that most dog owners are approaching puppy biting completely wrong? That the solution is not about stopping the biting, but actually teaching your puppy how to bite properly first? Sounds crazy, right? But stick with me here because this approach has been proven by veterinary behaviorists to create safer adult dogs than any other method. Today, we're diving deep into the science of why puppies bite, the exact techniques that professional trainers use behind closed doors, and the shocking mistakes that could actually make your puppy bite harder and more often. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to transform those painful needle teeth attacks into gentle, controlled behavior. And here's the kicker. Most puppies can master this within just 4 to 6 months when you use the right approach. Let's start with something that might surprise you. Your puppy's brain is actually hardwired to bite. Their emotional centers, the parts that control fear, excitement, and play, are fully developed from birth. But the part of their brain that says, hey, maybe I shouldn't bite so hard, that prefrontal cortex that controls impulses, that's basically asleep at the wheel for the first few months of life. Think about it this way. Your puppy has all the emotions of a teenager but the self-control of a toddler. They're not being bad when they bite, they're being a puppy. And here's where it gets really interesting. Those razor-sharp puppy teeth, they're actually sharp for a reason. Since puppies have weak jaw muscles, nature gave them needle teeth to compensate. These sharp teeth also serve as an early warning system for their litter mates. One bite too hard, and their sibling yelps and stops playing, teaching them that biting hard equals no more fun. Now, when do puppies normally learn to control their bite? Between 3 and 12 weeks old, something magical happens in a litter. Puppies play fight constantly, and every time one bites too hard, they get instant feedback. Their sibling cries out and stops playing. Mom might give them a correction. This happens hundreds of times a day, and slowly but surely, each puppy learns exactly how much pressure is too much. But here's the problem. Most puppies come home to us at 8 weeks old, right in the middle of this crucial learning period. Some come home even earlier, and suddenly, they don't have their siblings to teach them anymore. They have you, and if you're watching this video, you've probably realized that your hands are paying the price for that missing education. The timeline goes something like this. From 12 to 16 weeks, your puppy starts losing those baby teeth and growing adult ones. This is when the biting often gets worse, not better. Their gums hurt, they need to chew, and your hands look pretty tempting. By 4 to 5 months, if you've been training correctly, you should see major improvement. By 6 to 8 months, most puppies have it figured out. But if your puppy is still biting hard after 6 months, that's when we need to look at what might be going wrong. All right. Here's where things get really interesting. Remember how I said most people approach puppy biting wrong? They try to stop all biting immediately, but professional trainers know better. They use something called bite inhibition training, and it works in stages. First, we teach the puppy to bite softer. Then, and only then, do we teach them not to bite at all. Think of it like teaching a child to write. You don't start with perfect handwriting, you start with holding the pencil correctly. So, how do we do this? Let me walk you through the exact method that veterinary behaviorists recommend. When your puppy bites you hard, you're going to make a sound, not a scary sound, but a surprised ouch or yelp. Then, and this is crucial, let your hand go completely limp. Don't jerk it away. That turns it into a game. Just go limp like a dead fish. Most puppies will pause when this happens. The second they stop biting or lick instead, you praise them calmly and continue playing. You're teaching them that gentle play continues, but hard biting stops the fun. After doing this consistently for a few days, you'll notice something amazing. Your puppy starts moderating their bite pressure on their own. Now, stage 2 kicks in when they understand soft versus hard. For any hard bite, you remove yourself completely for 10 to 20 seconds. Stand up, turn away, maybe step behind a baby gate. No eye contact, no talking, nothing. You become the most boring thing in the universe. After those few seconds, return and resume play. Your puppy learns that hard bites make their favorite person disappear. Stage 3 is where we eliminate mouthing completely. Now, any teeth on skin gets the same timeout response. But here's the thing. You only move to this stage after your puppy has mastered gentle mouthing. Skipping straight to this stage is one of the biggest mistakes people make. And let's talk about redirection for a second. You know those moments when your puppy gets that crazy look in their eyes? Usually around dawn and dusk? That's when you need to be ready. Have a rope toy in your pocket. Keep a flirt pole nearby. When you see that energy building, redirect it before the biting starts. Prevention beats correction every single time. Now we need to talk about what not to do, because some of these common mistakes can actually create an aggressive adult dog. And I'm not exaggerating here. Research shows that 25% of dogs trained with harsh physical corrections develop aggressive behaviors later in life. First up, the alpha roll. You know, pinning your puppy on their back to show dominance? This outdated technique doesn't teach your puppy not to bite. It teaches them to fear you. Same goes for holding their mouth closed, tapping their nose, or any form of hitting. Your puppy isn't trying to dominate you. They're trying to play with you the only way they know how. Here's another mistake that might surprise you. Inconsistent family responses. Maybe you're following the training perfectly, but your partner lets the puppy nibble on their fingers because it's cute. Or your kids run around screaming when the puppy chases them, turning themselves into the world's best squeaky toy. Everyone in your house needs to be on the same page, or your puppy gets confused and the training takes twice as long. And speaking of confusing your puppy, timing is everything. If your puppy bit you 5 minutes ago and you're just now correcting them, they have no idea what they did wrong. Dogs live in the moment. If you miss that moment, you've missed your teaching opportunity. But here's the mistake that surprises people the most: yelping too loudly or in a high-pitched voice. For some puppies, especially herding breeds or terriers, this actually increases their excitement and makes them bite more. If your yelp seems to amp up your puppy instead of calming them down, switch to a calm, oops, or too bad instead. Oh, and jerking your hand away quickly when your puppy bites? That triggers their prey drive. To your puppy, a fast-moving hand looks like a rabbit trying to escape. Instead, remember what I said earlier. Go limp, then slowly remove your hand. Let's talk about something most trainers don't mention. Your puppy's breed can completely change how you approach bite training. And I'm not just talking about size here. I'm talking about hundreds of years of genetic programming that affects how your puppy uses their mouth. Take herding breeds: border collies, Australian shepherds, corgis. These dogs were bred to control sheep by nipping at their heels. So when your Aussie puppy chases your kids and nips at their ankles, they're not being aggressive. They're doing what their DNA tells them to do. These breeds need extra work on impulse control around movement. Try this. Teach them a settle command when things get exciting, and give them herding games like tree ball to satisfy that instinct safely. Now, retrievers like labs and goldens, they have what we call soft mouth. They were bred to carry birds without damaging them. But here's the thing. That means they're naturally mouthy. They explore the world with their mouths. These puppies often need longer to outgrow the mouthing phase, sometimes up to a year. The good news? They usually have excellent bite inhibition once trained. Focus on giving them appropriate things to carry and retrieve throughout the day. Terriers are a whole different story. These little guys were bred to hunt vermin, which means they have intense prey drive packed into a small body. When they bite, they often shake their head. That's the kill shake instinct. Don't panic, it's not aggression, it's genetics. But it does mean you need to be extra careful about not triggering that prey drive with quick movements. And then there are the guardian breeds: German Shepherds, Rottweilers, Dobermans. These puppies might bite less frequently, but when they do, they mean business. They need extremely clear, consistent boundaries from day one. No rough play, no wrestling, no tug of war until they've mastered bite inhibition completely. All right, let's get practical. You need the right tools, or you're fighting an uphill battle. And I'm not talking about expensive gadgets here. I'm talking about simple things that make a huge difference. First, get yourself some good chew toys. But not just any chew toys. You want variety in textures because your puppy's needs change as they teeth. For young puppies, soft rubber Kong toys are perfect. Fill them with peanut butter or wet food and freeze them. This soothes teething pain and keeps them busy for ages. As they get older, graduate to harder Nila bones, but always use the fingernail test. If you can't indent it with your fingernail, it's too hard and could crack teeth. Here's a game changer most people don't know about: the flirt pole. Think of it as a giant cat toy for dogs. It's a pole with a rope and toy attached, and it lets you play with your puppy while keeping your hands far away from those teeth. Plus, it burns energy like nothing else. 5 minutes of flirt pole play equals a 20-minute walk in terms of exhaustion. Baby gates are your secret weapon for timeout training. Put them up in doorways so you can quickly step behind them when your puppy gets bitey. It's much more effective than trying to put your puppy in timeout. You remove yourself instead. They learn that biting makes the fun human go away. And here's something brilliant: keep small containers of treats all over your house, not for bribing, but for catching good behavior. When your puppy is calmly chewing their toy instead of your hand, that's when you quietly drop a treat next to them. They learn that good choices earn rewards without you having to make a big production of it. You know what's better than stopping a bite? Preventing it from happening in the first place. And your puppy gives you warning signs. You just need to know what to look for. Watch for the witching hour. Most puppies get extra bitey at dawn and dusk. That's when their wild ancestors would hunt, and that instinct is still there. If you know your puppy turns into a land shark at 7 p.m., be ready with activities at 6:30. Set them up for success. Look at their body language. Before a playful bite, puppies often get what I call shark eyes. Wide, dilated pupils with a mischievous look. Their body gets wiggly, they might play bow, and their tail goes crazy. That's your cue to grab a toy and redirect. But here's where it gets important. Learn the difference between play biting and problem biting. Play biting comes with a loose, wiggly body. Problem biting comes with stiffness, direct staring, and sometimes a low growl. If you're seeing stiff body language with biting, especially in a puppy over 4 months old, that's when you need professional help. And pay attention to triggers. Does your puppy bite more when they're tired? When they're hungry? When the kids come home from school? Once you identify patterns, you can manage them. Maybe your puppy needs a nap before the school pickup chaos, or a puzzle feeder to keep them busy during homework time. Look, I know nobody wants to admit they need help with their puppy, but sometimes getting professional guidance early saves you years of problems later. So, let's talk about when to make that call. If your puppy is biting hard enough to break skin regularly, and they're over 4 months old, you need help now. Not next month, not after you try one more thing from the internet. Now. This isn't normal puppy behavior anymore. Here's another red flag. If your puppy bites harder when you try to correct them, or if they're biting with a stiff body and growling, this could be fear-based aggression developing, and it needs professional intervention before it becomes a permanent behavior pattern. Also, if you have young children and the puppy is consistently targeting them, don't wait. Kids can't follow training protocols perfectly, and one bad bite can traumatize a child for life. A professional trainer can teach you management strategies specific to families with children. But here's the thing, not all dog trainers are created equal. You want someone certified through a reputable organization. Look for CCPDT certification, or even better, a veterinary behaviorist if you're dealing with serious aggression. Avoid anyone who talks about dominance, alpha theory, or uses prong collars or shock collars on puppies. These methods are outdated and can make biting worse. There's something fascinating that recent research has uncovered. Factors you'd never expect can influence how much your puppy bites. And some of these might surprise you. First up, early separation from the litter. Puppies taken from their mothers before 7 weeks old are significantly more likely to have biting problems. They missed crucial learning time with their siblings. If your puppy came home too early, you need to work extra hard on bite inhibition training. Here's a weird one: urban versus rural living. Studies show that puppies raised in cities with less socialization and exercise have more behavioral problems, including excessive biting. If you're in an apartment, you need to be extra creative about exercise and mental stimulation. Nutrition plays a role too. Puppies with omega-3 fatty acid deficiencies show more aggressive behaviors and poor impulse control. Make sure you're feeding a high-quality puppy food, and consider asking your vet about supplements. And this might blow your mind. Pandemic puppies are showing higher rates of behavioral problems. All those puppies born during lockdowns missed critical socialization opportunities. If you got your puppy during COVID, they might need extra help learning proper social behavior. Even something as simple as sleep affects biting. Puppies need 18 to 20 hours of sleep per day. Yeah, you heard that right. 20 hours. An overtired puppy is a bitey puppy. If your puppy is getting less than 16 hours of sleep, that could be why the biting is worse than normal. let's address the elephant in the room. There's a lot of conflicting advice out there about puppy biting. Some people swear by one method, others say it's terrible. So what actually works according to science? Positive reinforcement methods, rewarding good behavior and redirecting bad behavior, have the highest success rates and the lowest risk of creating fear or aggression. This isn't just feel-good training, it's backed by decades of behavioral research. Those dominance-based methods you see on TV, where trainers alpha roll dogs or use intimidation. Studies show these methods can increase aggression by up to 40%. They might stop the behavior temporarily through fear, but they don't teach the puppy what to do instead. What about bitter apple spray and similar deterrents? They can help protect furniture and clothes, but they don't teach bite inhibition. Use them as management tools, not training solutions. Same goes for shake cans, spray bottles, and other startling techniques. They might interrupt the behavior, but they don't teach. The truth is, the most effective approach combines multiple strategies. Bite inhibition training teaches pressure control. Timeout teaches consequences. Redirection provides appropriate outlets. Environmental management prevents practice of unwanted behavior. You need all these pieces working together. So, where does all this leave you? Let's put together your action plan for the next few months. Because here's the thing, this is absolutely fixable if you commit to the process. Week 1 through 2, focus entirely on bite pressure. Use the yelp and limp technique. Don't worry about eliminating biting yet. Just work on softer bites. Keep sessions short and positive. Track progress in a notebook so you can see improvement. Week 3 through 4, start adding brief timeouts for hard bites. Continue rewarding gentle mouthing. Introduce more appropriate chew toys and start teaching drop it and leave it commands. These become crucial management tools. Month 2, begin reducing tolerance for any teeth on skin. Longer timeouts, more consistent boundaries. This is often when you'll see the most dramatic improvement. Stay consistent even when you're tired or frustrated. Month 3, fine-tuning phase. Work on impulse control exercises like wait before meals and settle during exciting times. Address any remaining problem scenarios specifically. Maybe your puppy still bites during greetings or when playing with certain toys. By month 4 to 6, most puppies have it figured out. But remember, complete impulse control doesn't develop until 12 to 18 months. You'll still see occasional lapses, especially during adolescence around 6 to 12 months. That's normal. Stay the course. So, there you have it. Everything you need to know to stop your puppy from turning your hands into chew toys. Remember, your puppy isn't trying to hurt you or dominate you. They're just being a puppy, doing what puppies do naturally. Your job is to teach them how to be gentle, and now you know exactly how to do that. The key takeaways? First, focus on teaching bite inhibition before eliminating biting completely. Second, consistency from everyone in your household is absolutely crucial. Third, understand that different breeds need different approaches. And finally, most puppies master this by 6 months old if you stay consistent with the training. I know it feels overwhelming when those needle teeth are sinking into your skin for the 100th time today. But trust me, if you follow these methods consistently, you'll see improvement within weeks and major changes within months. Your future self and your future adult dog will thank you for putting in this work now. If this video helped you understand your puppy better, hit that like button. It really helps other puppy parents find this information. And subscribe if you want more science-based training tips that actually work in the real world. Drop a comment below and let me know what breed you have and which technique you're most excited to try. Remember, every single well-behaved adult dog you've ever met was once a nippy, bitey puppy. Someone took the time to teach them properly. Now it's your turn. You've got this, and your puppy is lucky to have someone who cares enough to learn the right way to help them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll tackle another common puppy challenge. Until then, keep those hands safe and those tails wagging.